Welcome back to Target MMA. I'm your host Rob. I'm here to give you my bets for Freedom 250 and my bullseye bet of the night. Let's get into the card. First up, let's talk about my favorite underdogs, the likely underdogs. You know, you'll see Michael Chandler up here. You'll see Derek Lewis. You're like, oh, is this guy really betting these guys? Yeah, I'm putting a couple bucks here and there because we know what to expect from these guys, and what is likely, unlikely. I'm putting a little bit. I'll show you my bets at the end of this, what I'm personally betting on. But these are what I like as dogs. I don't like too many dogs on this card. But we got to start with Derek Lewis. Plus 310 is his money line. Plus 400 is his KO. If Derek Lewis is going to win this, he's going to win by KO. And I'm thinking about round 1 KO plus 700. You get a little bit more spice on that. I don't think his money line is worth it. I think, like I said, Lewis is going to win. It's going to be by knockout. If we see Hokett doing what he did against Blades, where he's going to run forward and get in Derek Lewis's face, Derek's going to knock him out. You know, you'll look at the last fight, and I'm kind of upset that I picked Hokett. Now that I rewatched that Waldo fight, it was a little bit of a counter striker delight. You know, Waldo's waiting for him. Lewis is waiting for him. If it's a clash of styles right now, counter striker versus aggressive striker. Hokett is a wrestler. He started off in football, went wrestling. He's looking for takedowns, but he has heavy hands. But he likes to bulldoze in there, and he will strike with you. If he bulldozes at Lewis, he's going to meet a wall. And he's going to meet Lewis's concrete hands. And by that style, I would pick Lewis by first round knockout. But we also have to be hesitant because Hokett said that he's stupid, not that stupid, that if I'm quoting him correctly, because he stated in an interview that he's not going to do what he did against Blades. But also, he's not a true heavyweight. He's not like a Lewis or a Perachik or Tom Aspinall. He's not like these guys. So, is he going to be able to wrestle Lewis, take him down, and Lewis is not going to just stand back up on him? We got to think that Lewis is going to be a better matchup in this fight, honestly. I didn't bet Hokett. I think he would win. But I didn't put money on him. I put money on Lewis. There's value in there. And how can you go against the Black Beast? Can't go against the Black Beast. Now we have Michael Chandler. Plus 450 money line. Plus 1,600 for a decision. He's not the most heavy-handed of fighters. And if he plans to drag Rufy into deep waters, as he said in the interviews, he has a chance to smother him for 3 rounds. Now, obviously, Rufy is a minus 750, minus 210 for knockout. Everyone says it's going to be likely. But remember, Chandler's not durable. This man has weathered storms against Justin Gaethje. He did get knocked out by Charles Oliveira. That happens, you know. But a 3rd round knockout from Paddy Pimblett. Although he's 40 years old, he's still shown durability in the ring. He went 3 hard rounds with Paddy. Didn't get knocked out until the 3rd. Now, he was able to hold Paddy down. You know, he didn't have the best control. He didn't really utilize his legs and pin Paddy as good as I thought he could. He did a lot of wrist control. But we've seen Rufy in trouble. Now, Chandler is no Benoit Saint Denis. I think Benoit is a great fighter. Chandler is not as good as we thought, or he's just an aging vet, but there is still a chance that he could smother this man and get him down for 3 rounds. There's still a chance. Plus 1,600, why not splash $5-10 on it? You know, why not? If you're that confident in Rufy, by all means. I'm not. Minus 750 is just not worth it. Again, it's a value bet, and you know, I think a lot of people will be amiss if Rufy gets smothered on the ground again. Because that fight against Benoit, I took Rufy. And I'm looking at him like, he has no takedown defense? But he did get back up. All praise to him for getting back up. This man did stand up in the first round, reverse some positions, but I was just confused. When you see a fighter and they have their legs just planted, they're not getting their legs involved in the fight, I'm a little worried. I am. I don't know if he's going to have the get-up game that we would hope. Now, I stayed away from betting roofie. The money's just not there, but the money's here. I think Chandler is a low confidence, but there's value, and if it hits, it hits. Worse things have hit before. Okay. Last but not least, my underdog pick of the night has been Kyle Daukaus. I picked Kyle Daukaus out of all 7 fights. He is my underdog. I think he has better power on the feet than Bo Nickel. He's a better striker. Since he came back to the UFC, he fell in love with his hands. He has power in his hands. When you hear that thudding sound, you know that guy has power. He put down GM3, obviously not the best win in the world, but hearing that shot, going against Michel Pereira. Granted, Michel Pereira, he's gone through the ringer in his divorce, and doesn't mean this man gained power because of it. It's like, oh, you're going through a divorce? I have power. No, he found his power as a grappler. Man has like 12 or 13 submissions, but he is dropping dudes in the last 2 fights since the UFC. And Bo Nickel, if he can't take you down, he doesn't have the best striking. And he's a little soft-bellied. In my breakdown, you saw the knees come up the middle for RDR, and he crumbled. Once those shots hit the solar plex, once they hit your soft belly, it's kind of hard to eat a couple of those from somebody that's trying to get you out of there. Kyle Daukaus does go to the body. He goes to the head. He has power. And I don't think Bo Nickel's taking him down and keeping him there, especially the submission threat. We saw Bo Nickel go against Paul Craig, and he barely even tried takedowns. He couldn't. He couldn't handle, or even think he couldn't handle, the takedown, the defensive abilities of Paul Craig. Now we got the same thing here. Plus 250 for a money line. That's phenomenal money. I picked him in a few of my bets. Plus 1100, I took that. Plus 2200 first round knockout, I took that. While he's fresh, he has tremendous power in the first round. He has power throughout multiple rounds. I think it's likely he gets a knockout here. I'm betting this, but I am betting him straight. Don't get me wrong. But I am double downing. Typically don't want to do that. But I am double downing on a Kyle Daukaus here. Here. Left, right. Here. I am double downing on him. For our next section, we have my confident favorites. We have Sean O'Malley, we have Alex Pereira, and we have Ilya Topuria. First up, let's talk about Sean O'Malley. It is a wide tag. It's a minus 460 money line. Now, to put that into a perspective for some of you new gamblers out there, minus 460, you would have to put $460 to make $100. Are you really want to risk that? No. But thankfully, we have some props here. We got the plus 110 for a decision, plus 185 KO, and we'll talk about that submission. I know you're looking at me like, I just started following your channel, and you're picking an O'Malley submission? We'll get there. Now, the decision is most likely, that's why it's plus 110 compared to everything else, because Zahabi, even though he's aging, he's 38 years old, he's mostly durable. And O'Malley, he could go back and forth with him. He does that Philly shell. He likes to run around. Who knows? I could see a decision happening, but I lean more towards the knockout because Sean O'Malley has said he wants to get back in title contention. He wants to prove himself. This is like the fight where he has to prove himself that he is ready, willing, and able to get back that title. And he has to prove himself here. So a knockout, to me, is much more likely than a decision or a submission. Now, the submission prop is where we get a little juicy. Plus 2,200, It's plus 2,200 for a reason. He only had one submission win in his early days in his career, but he's been wrestling, he's been practicing his jiu-jitsu, and his only real losses are from Marab, where he was taken down, wrestled, submitted, and it's like, oh man, this guy's a great striker, but what's his ground game? You can't trust a champion that's not well-rounded. That's you want somebody that's, oh, he's my bantamweight champion. He needs to get a finish here. Now, that's a little spicy. I'm betting that. I'll show you in the clip later. I'm putting my money on that. Why? Because why not? 2,200 for somebody that wants to prove himself? I like it. Now let's go to Alex Poatan Pereira. Minus 113 money line, dead even odds with Cyril Gane, plus 150 for KO. Now, I'm not putting a decision here because I don't think Alex is going 5 rounds with Gane and winning. I think if Gane gets on his bicycle, little jabs, kicks, and he's just dancing around that ring, he could go to a decision and win that decision. I don't think Alex is losing here. Plus 150 for the KO. You get a little more spice if you take round 1, 2, and 3 KO. Early rounds, because we know Alex gets it done early. Now, if you have that prop, it's a KO combo for plus 210. Now, I want to talk about Alex's style compared to Cyril Gane's. Cyril Gane is a rangy striker who stays on the outside. He'll dance around. But now this is what Alex Pereira needs to do. Do not play Cyril Gane's game. Get in his face. Get in his face early. Close the distance with that lunging kick that he likes to do right off the rip. The same way he fought Magomed Ankalaev the second time, not the first time. First time was a no-no. Don't fight like that. Fight like the second time where you got in his face, leg kicked him, he had to switch stances, you cut off the cage, he couldn't get anywhere. You break this man and get that third belt. I have money on Pereira too. I promise you, he may not be in my bullseye bet because there is a world where Gane's just on his bike because we've seen him go against heavyweights. He's a natural heavyweight. Alex is moving up in weight. Now, that's also the red flags. He's moving up in weight. Can we trust somebody moving up into a division that's not his own? I don't know. I trust Alex. Shama. Now, for the main event, we have Ilia Topuria taking on Justin Gaethje. Now, before I get into Gaethje, let's talk about Topuria. Money line is wide. Again, minus 560. But we know that this guy breaks people. His boxing style, slipping in and out, ducks, some leg kicks. His grappling is elite. But he's not going to really have to worry about the grappling too much because Justin Gaethje, although he's a wrestler, he's not going to dive at your legs. He has been seen in interviews saying, hey, I want to be known as the guy that you remember getting into fights, that you enjoy watching. He's not going to get into a wrestling match with Topuria. But who knows what Topuria is going to try to do? Just take Gaethje down, make it easy, and he's not doing that either. Although he's a good grappler, he's not just going to take Gaethje down. That's what everyone here, promise you, you thought it too. You thought Patty was going to take Justin Gaethje down earlier this year. I didn't. I bet Gaethje. I bet Gaethje and knockout to be the first one to knock out the Scoutser. Didn't happen, but I still bet Gaethje in that one. Took the money line. Now, the KO is the most likely, minus 210. Submission is plus 600. I'll be amiss by not putting the submission prop there because, people want to see that. Round 1 KO is plus 210. This is probably the most likely out of everything you're going to bet besides the regular KO. But now, if you watched this little back and forth squabble between these two guys, whether you believe it's for show or to sell the card or however, Gaethje says something. He said the no words to him. He got offended. Yada, 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 yada. Topuria said there's no second round. There's no third round. He's going to knock him out. He's also saying he's not going to wrestle. So that submission prop here is probably not going to be live. This man wants to take his head off in the first round. Can he do it? Maybe. Maybe. Gaethje likes to get into brawls. Now, Gaethje, on the other hand, I didn't put him in my confident dogs or my likely dogs because he doesn't do what he used to do. He used to throw 20, 30 kicks in a fight. Now he's throwing 8. If this man kicked like he kicked before, it's a closer fight. We're talking about like a 30% decrease. You're taking a 80% to win Topuria down to 50, 45%. Now, what does that mean? Well, if you watch Topuria's fights, he's heavy on that lead leg. If Gaethje goes in there, I'll just put it as bluntly as possible. If Gaethje goes in there and starts spamming leg kicks while staying safe, chews up that leg, that lead leg of Topuria's, forces a leg switch, a stance switch, he got him. Live bet that. The moment that stance switches, that his leg is getting chewed up. If Gaethje decides to play like that, to fight like that, you could be looking at the new champion. Well, he's interim, but some people don't count interim, which is fine. But the new champion, the first one to knock out Topuria. He could do it. Do I think it's likely? No. Am I still splashing a little money? Maybe. Maybe. We'll see how it looks. If he gets out of the first round, if he's spamming those leg kicks. We're going to find out in the main event. Stay tuned for the next clip. Let's see my bullseye bet. The moment you've all been waiting for, my bullseye bet of the night, plus 117. It's a 3-legger. It's my confident pick. My heart of hearts tells me that this is going to hit with 100% certainty. 100%. It's going to hit. Now, you'll be looking at this like, wow, 3 legs just for plus 100? All right. All right. Tell me what you have in the comments that are 100% safe. This is the safest you're going to get. I looked through end to end of this fight card and I couldn't find anything that's safe enough than this. First up, we have Sugar Sean O'Malley. He's getting it done. Usually I'll give both sides, tell you how this guy could win, this guy could win. I don't see a world Zahabi wins this. Minus 460 is chalky, but it's going to hit. Now we have Josh Hockett taking on Derek Lewis to end in knockout or TKO. Minus 240. Now I got minus 240. Other books might get something different. All of these, you might find them in different, different books would be more or less. This is what I got. It should be around the same thing. Plus, it's going to be plus money. So, minus 240 for either fighter to knock out the other guy. Now, I'm leaning towards Lewis knocking out Hockett. I can see Hockett knocking out Lewis because of how his last fight was. So, 240 there. Now we have the main event where we have Topuria taking on Justin Gaethje to end in knockout again. Minus 380. Again, chalky. These are chalky lines, but we're getting you safe. We're not giving you a 10-legger, calling it safe. 3 legs should be the max when you're doing a safe bet. We'll see. But either to knock out the other one. Gaethje is a wrestler at heart, but he's not wrestling Topuria. And Topuria has said he doesn't want to take him down. He just wants to put beats on this man. So this is going to be a war. It's not going to a decision. And someone is going to Betty Bye. That's the breakdown, guys. Thank you for being here. Let me know in the comments if I did good. If you want to see anything else, if you want changes, I'm open for it. I'm humble enough to accept changes. Now, like, share, comment, subscribe, hype the video. Have a good one. Let's make some money this weekend. Okay, guys? Let's do it together.